You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies.
This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Carrie Diaries After Show.
We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show.
It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Carrie Diaries After Show.
What is up, Carrie Diaries fans? We are here doing another episode of the Carrie Diaries. Yay! Season 2, Episode 7, I Heard a Rumor. I'm your host, Danica Kennedy, and joining me, as always,
I'm Annika Michelle.
And I'm Anik Dufour.
Well, ladies, let's jump into another episode. I wanted to kick off with talking about Mouse first, because Mouse and West finally realize how boring they are.
So boring.
I know, it's so boring.
And they finally want to change it.
Well, West still doesn't believe it. He was like, "We're not boring." Oh wait,
They really are,
really
though.
are.
He's a little less boring than her,
Well,
though.
she's really boring, though.
She's
She's beyond,
too nerdy.
let me throw
almost.
myself over a mountain boring.
I'm surprised how someone like Carrie can be friends with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie's so crazy
Outgoing
and fun.
and, yeah.
And maybe it's because they balance each other out.
Maybe.
But at least Mouse wanted to change that she's boring.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
been extremely boring both seasons so far. Not her as an actress, her as a character.
Right.
But she decides that she wants to go have sex in the car, send dirty pictures, which I love. I'm like, finally, spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, right.
So she took a little dirty Polaroid picture of her boobs and put it into her boy's binder. And of course, it falls out in the male
Never
locker
fails.
room.
Something that would happen to me. Something that would happen to me.
I feel like that's why I am thankful for things like Snapchat nowadays. High schoolers can just use that instead of the old Polaroid
Only
pictures.
one time they get to see it, and
You
that's
only get it for 5 seconds, and then it's gone.
Done.
Speaking of, I still didn't know what that was until a week ago.
Really?
Yeah, don't judge.
I'm not judging.
No
old, what do you
worries. You're still taking the selfie Polaroids for your boob pictures.
Instagram,
Oh my
filters.
Filters, all that stuff.
I have to say though, I think it's funny because Mouse is trying to let's have sex in the car, let's go do this, but I think Wes is one of the only high school guys that sorry, I have basketball practice. Who's really? You're not in the NBA, West. Let's figure this out. Your girlfriend wants to have sex with you in the car. Why are you passing? What guy passes that up? I don't know.
Especially when that's his girlfriend. That's a
Right.
once in a lifetime opportunity because she never
Right.
does anything like
No.
that. So why not take advantage of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think.
You would think.
You would think it'd be the opposite, him begging, and she's like, "No, I have to study the SATs, da da da." But she said it a couple times, the car, and then she said something else, and he's like, "Oh, babe, I have to go to basketball practice, but after," and I'm like, okay, but it's high school.
You'd think it
Yeah.
would be reversed too, because he's more of a social butterfly and more
Yeah.
popular, and she's more of the square that doesn't get out as much.
No.
So
Yeah.
you'd think it would be a little bit more reverse.
It's just funny to me. That's all. I'm like, how many guys actually pass up sex with their girlfriend that they're supposed to be attracted to?
Lame. What a loser. Maybe he's gay and doesn't know it yet.
Maybe he's just not attracted to her anymore.
That's true.
Maybe.
That sucks, though.
He was excited about the picture when he finally got it, though.
Yeah.
He was, and so was everybody else in the
So was
locker room.
everyone else. I love how Donna LaDonna was in the locker room.
Yeah, in the men's
too.
locker room, and it wasn't even a big deal. She's just chilling there, and all the guys are around her. She's like, "Nope, this is this person's boobs because they're perky." And
She's just one of the boys.
too funny.
Oh, yeah, they're small but perky, she said.
I love
But they
how
never guessed, too.
No, and I love how Mouse and Wes kind of had this little conversation, how dare you know? She was flipping out because he lost a picture. And she's like, oh, wait, they called me, like, Perky? And then she was all, like, excited and wanted to know, like, more afterwards.
Yeah.
And then she was kind of, at first she was like, oh my gosh, I don't want anyone to know they're mine. And then once she found out that no one even guessed her and her name wasn't even mentioned in the conversation, she was like, do people not think of me or think I have boobs or think I'm sexual at all? And it's kind of like, well, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Mouse.
And then she had to go prove them all wrong and flash the guys at the diner.
Which was ballsy.
Yeah,
she hangs out there every day.
Yeah.
And I love how the guys were kind of just like, yeah, that's your girlfriend.
And he was like proud of it too. Like, that's my girl. And I feel like anyone that I've ever dated, if I did that in front of a bunch of other guys, would probably kill me.
Right. Like, hello, keep it to me and you.
Yeah. Maybe he was just excited that something was happening in their life sexually. Got to see a little nip there.
Horrible, but it's true.
He's declining sex in the car. So he's getting what the other guys are getting now.
Yeah. That's true. He just got the picture like everyone else did. And
yeah, boob flash.
I know. Boob flash. That's so weird. Maybe she's not that good or something. I don't I'm like so enthralled that he's denying her. I don't know why it's so interesting to me, but whatever. Anyways, go on.
I get it. I mean, she might be annoying in bed. Who knows? He's like,
it's not even
so
worth
mean
it.
to her character.
We're not talking about you as an actress.
Just your character. Wonderful acting, though. But let's jump into someone who's having way better sex. Carrie.
Yes.
Or was, at least, for a hot second, with Weaver. But what did he call her? He got interviewed by a magazine or a newspaper about a new play that he's writing.
Right.
And referred to her, not her name, but referred to her as a diminutive suburban poser. And ouch, first of all. Good thing he didn't say her name, but her boss at interview and Larissa's boss, everyone's boss there, hates posers. So Larissa tells her, like, hey, you either need to, like, cut this rumor and make sure that they think it's not you, or you need to, like, turn it around and tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Get the rumor to stop either way. And
because they were at the Paris party.
Yes, they went to the Paris
when, like,
party.
it all went down.
That was really awkward, too, because Samantha brought them to this party, and it sounded like, oh, you're going to go to Paris. It's so lavish, but she kind of made them work at it.
Yeah.
So Carrie bumps into Weaver while she's being, like, a waitress and holding all these glasses of champagne. Like, you don't want to run into your ex while you're working at a party that he's attending as a guest, almost like a celebrity.
Yeah. That's not a fun feeling.
But
not
she was really
nice.
But. Like, she could have been so much meaner to him when she ran into him, and she was almost like the better person. It was just like, hi, how are you? And, like, kind of blew off everything, which I thought was good.
That's good, but not something I would do.
Yeah, me neither.
After that publication.
But he still knows how she really feels because her friends were like, how dare you? And kind of stood up for her. And she didn't even need to say anything because they said it all for her, which I think was lucky because he needed to hear that either way. I would have just straight up said something to his face, though, and been like, how dare you say that to a magazine? Like, if you pull that again, I'm going to fight back, kind of
Even
thing.
if you didn't say my name, it's like, it's just not. That's like a low blow.
It's true.
Well, he said that he was doing it to get back at her because he broke up with her and then she ran off to Sebastian. Do you think that's fair?
But they broke up.
They broke up, exactly.
So it's like,
what does he care who he ran
exactly.
to? But I think he was hurt, obviously, because one of the reasons they broke up is because he did, I feel like it was a factor for him because he found out she was still in love with him. And so he read that in the journal.
It was his own fault for going and reading her journal,
It's true. It's true.
It's come on. You had it coming.
She fights back again, though, and talks to the guy at the newspaper and says a statement about him using his name and uses a fake name for herself. Do you know what she says?
Yeah, exactly? She said that he has small man parts, basically.
Yeah.
And that everything he said about the girl was wrong, and he said, she first said that he had small, and he wasn't good in bed and had small man parts, and it doesn't have something like major man, his manhood is very something along those lines, but basically we all know what that means. And
he's bad in bed.
Yeah.
Warning ladies of New York City.
Yeah. And also that he's not well endowed at all. So that's another warning to people. And then later on, she goes and like corrects it.
But it's already hit the publishing paper, so that it's going to go out anyways. Carrie wanted to be the better person, though, and be like, I want only the truth out there, and that's not true.
But is it going to go
care.
out, though? Because when she went back, he said, like, oh, sorry, I sent it to the publisher, and she was like, wait, let me see. I'll give you the girl's name then if you don't send it out. And then he was like, okay, what's her name? And she was like, Carrie Bradshaw. And he was like, well, how do I know you're not lying now? Like, I thought your name was Katya. And she was like, well, I'm not. I swear, like, I don't know how she backed it up, but he believed her. And then he said, I'll put that
Something about being tiny, I remember. And I was like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, because it was about him being tiny. And then, because he said that she was a tiny suburban whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And so she was like, don't you remember how tiny I am? And then he was like, oh, yeah, that is you. So then I think he did call and change it. And then, because it ended, like, her ending monologue was something along the lines of, like, standing up for what's right or you know?
But Sebastian kind of teaches her that. That's kind of in our next topic.
Yeah.
That he is all about, like, I don't care what people think of me. I'm going to back up and do, like, what's right for my friends and my loved ones.
Yeah.
Right.
No matter if it's going to make me look bad and shine me in a bad light.
Yeah.
So she's learning a lot from Sebastian.
Which is
and that kind of
surprising. You would
development.
think it'd be the opposite. But, yeah, I don't think it got sent to press. I think he changed it to Carrie
I think
Bradshaw.
he did too.
I think he took out what she originally said as Katya about his sex life, and I think he wrote the Carrie Bradshaw thing, and she was like, whatever.
Oh, and Walt's mom sees that he's in the
gosh,
newspaper at that party
So
with
awkward.
a guy.
That's so awkward. I was cringing. Like, because you see them sitting, and he's, like, reading the paper, and then you see, like, the mother just, like, looking at the paper, and I was just like, oh, no, she found out.
They're so uncomfortable as a family already, too.
Yeah.
Their dinner table is so huge. They're so far away from each other. I'm like, that's so odd.
They're odd. I think it just make it, like, seem more odd as to...
I think it's like, for the show to make them seem like a distant family, they put them really far apart in all the scenes. Well, Carrie, I mean, to kind of weave into the next topic, Carrie ends up having to leave the party because she gets a phone call from Sebastian because Maggie collapsed.
And losing her spot to win the Paris trip. Who Samantha
is like, I'm going.
With the bus boy. I love it. The bus boy who got them in. That's who she knew at this party.
Well, it was her idea to go to the party in the first place. So it kind of worked out for the best, and she could have a crazy fling. And then Carrie could go back to Sebastian.
And Carrie can go back to school because she's still in high school.
Yeah, she can go back to her. I'm kind of sad because this episode was like making Carrie go back to the Connecticut Carrie. Yeah. You know, like her relationships, all tying that back up. And I'm like, ugh, so much more boring than the city stuff. But it's still kind of exciting because drama's going on.
Yeah, they still have drama in there for us, so it was good.
Well, Maggie's preggers, which we found out last episode. So she's with child, and this episode, she decides that she wants to get an abortion and that Sebastian's going to drive her. He's totally supportive of her. I love Sebastian. He's just a great guy in this season, more than last. But he's taking her to get an abortion, and she has a breakdown in the car before she starts bawling. And she describes that she always wanted to be a mom. She doesn't have all these big dreams like Mouse and Carrie, where she wants this big career. She kind of wants a real family because she doesn't have one.
Yeah.
Right.
So she kind of has a breakdown before she goes in, and Sebastian's like, whoa, we can go on a drive, you know, you don't have to decide right now. They decide to go on a drive, and she ends up collapsing, and she has to be taken to the hospital.
Yeah.
Which is why Sebastian calls up Carrie, because he doesn't want to call up her parents right away. And good thing that she came, because it mended their friendship. Carrie and Mouse's, because she was like, I'm always going to be there for you. I didn't
Carrie
know this
Maggie.
was, or Maggie. Yeah, not Mouse. All these M names. But, it mended their friendship, but at first she flipped out because she thought that the baby was Sebastian's.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
I mean, it would have been obvious to her, you know, that because it looked that way.
Yeah, and
Like you
there's
said,
a
I mean,
rumor
it was
going
like-
around school that they're dating.
Yeah. So it kind of like assumed that, you know.
And yeah, he took her to the hospital. Even the dad thought that it was his and was going off on frickin' Sebastian, like, stay away from my daughter, and da-da, are you the little low scumbag that did this to her, and da-da, like, just was going off. And, like,
Carrie almost interrupted.
And she, like, kept trying to, like, stand up for him, and he was like, it's not even worth it, don't even bother. And he was just taking it all. And it's funny because I feel like this episode, sorry, I went off on, like, a thing, but I feel like this episode is so much people standing up for each other.
That's
Like,
good, though.
yeah, like Walt and Bennet stood up for Carrie in the thing with Weaver, you know, and then I don't know, I like it. It's good friendship qualities.
It's like Carrie's trying to stand up for Sebastian,
Yeah.
who's getting screamed at, but Sebastian's trying to look out for Maggie.
Exactly.
Because she knows that her dad's going to kill her.
Right.
If he finds out who the real dad is.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see if he finds out
When and if.
I'm sure he will. Don't you think? Well, she lost the baby now, though, didn't she?
Yeah.
Because it was hemorrhaging, and she was about to lose her life, so they took the baby, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it got stuck in the, like, it
Fallopian tube.
didn't, like, attach or whatever.
So is the baby for sure dead?
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah, so that's why they, they took out, like, the baby. So it's not really, like, an abortion type of...
Right. She already lost.
I mean, she lost...
It was
The
like
baby
a
was dead.
miscarriage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's sad. I was going to maybe jump into this in predictions if the baby was still alive, but I was hoping that the baby was going to kind of be a thing and they would have the cop and his fiance come in with like some drama about their relationship. Like I was expecting something like that, some soap opera kind of crazy stuff, but they nipped that plot line
So
pretty quick.
fast. I'm surprised.
Only 2
Drag it
episodes
out.
of her being pregnant and emotional, and then it's like,
It's done.
oh, baby's gone. They're back friends again, and everyone's happy.
Yeah. I wonder if she's going to tell Simon now. Or if they're going to still do like another rendezvous or what. I mean, she better not because he doesn't deserve that. I mean, she doesn't deserve that.
I don't think she should give him the time of day or even talk to him.
No.
But with her, I'm pretty sure she's going to say something.
Probably.
Yeah. She's going to go back and be like,
I
look
lost
what happened
the
to me.
baby.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Thanks
think
for being there.
And
Carrie and Sebastian?
I'm excited they're back.
You like them together?
Yes.
We're like, yes. We all know that doesn't last.
I know. That's the thing about this show is like they say all these things and you're like, oh, I just know that it's not going to happen because we know the future.
I don't know the future, but so I'm going to still dream that it's going to happen.
Can we like girls' night, Annika, just to like make her sit and watch Sex and the City, the movie?
Yes, you need to.
The movie,
I know,
if
I really
anything.
do.
I need to see some episodes.
I've seen a few, so I like understand kind of like what's going on. But like it's a little obviously different. There's no like, the same character. It's Samantha's there. And obviously Carrie.
Oh, they did have more of an 80s reference, or they had pagers, is what I was going to say in this episode.
Pagers, yeah.
And then they said they had some line about, mobile devices, how everyone's going to have a mobile device in the future. And Larissa's like, yeah, right, that's never going to happen.
I love Larissa's Zach Morris phone.
Yes.
But I like to talk. She's just like, hello. And it's like this big.
Giant.
It's like giant.
And I love how when Carrie called her from the payphone at school, she was like, well, I've been trying to reach you all day. Where are you? And she's like, high school. And she's like, oh, I forgot you still go there. When do you get out? And she's like, in June.
Like in 8 months.
Right. Like, not anytime soon, lady.
I feel like I wouldn't expect Carrie to be in high school, though, if I knew her in New York.
No, not at all. And like working at interview and stuff, never.
Is she supposed to be a junior or a senior?
She's a senior.
She's a senior in
Is
high
she
school.
a senior?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, too. But I'm wondering if this show keeps going, if it's just going to, drop high school and then be like Sex and the City, but super young.
I can see that.
I mean, I could see them all going like kind of like their separate ways and just having
College.
like Carrie and then like Samantha and then bringing in Charlotte. Because I'm not sure when Charlotte and when Miranda come in.
Yeah, hopefully they work those in. I hope they bring one other character in per season, like one of the 4 per season. That would be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
If it worked out that way. I'm glad they brought Samantha, though, first because she's the most fun.
She's a fun one.
Yeah.
I like her character on the show.
The wild, perverted one.
Her and Larissa, man, those two. together is like trouble. Separate is trouble. Together
Yeah.
is even more trouble.
It's weird. They haven't really touched on Carrie's family at all in the last few episodes, and they never continued. I thought they were going to go on with Larissa and Samantha having more sex.
Yeah.
Maybe they will in upcoming. This show kind of like lays out kind of weird. Because it's like you have like one thing and it's like they don't continue. They like stop and then they have like something else and then they stop and then they'll go back to the other thing. And
Like
it's
a few
They
episodes
don't
later.
finish it.
Yeah.
Like the plot lines kind of just die out sometimes instead of like
instead of like finishing
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were trying to kill off Maggie today. I was like, there's no way they can do that. Because I was like, she's too major of a character to die. They're not going to have her die on the show right now.
I don't think so.
And episode 7 of 27. So
That would be rough too if they made her die and then like her and Carrie were on bad terms.
that would be horrible. But I'm glad, I mean, she's fine, obviously. And the baby just lost it. But I really wanted the baby to come. Like, to actually be born and...
Me too, especially after she started getting kind of excited about it and a way like she was thinking about possibly keeping it. Of course that happens, but maybe that's a sign right there. Wow, maybe I shouldn't be having a baby if like that's what happens.
I see. I'm kind of happy that there's no baby. Only because, not that she had a miscarriage or anything,
No.
but because then it would be too much
For
much
her.
storylines, too many things going on. It's the Carrie Diaries, so it's technically about Carrie, not about, and like her
Everything
friends and
else.
everything else.
Yeah.
Here, if they would have had the baby, then it would have been like Maggie and everything else, and it was just. I think it would be too much for them to like.
It would have become the focal plot line if she was having the baby because she doesn't have any money, she doesn't have a boyfriend or anything,
Right.
so that would have been like everything. While
all the
Carrie's
drama.
like, which boy am I gonna like next and write about? Like, not
It's
as juicy.
true. That's true. Well, it happens.
All right. Well, we do not have very much news and gossip, but I just wanted to say that we saw a little bit about Teen Vogue. It looks like Anna Sophia Robb had a photo shoot, and she's going to be in either this month's or next month's Teen Vogue. Besides that, we don't have any news and gossip, right? Should we just jump into some predictions?
I don't know if y'all saw, it was Vanessa Hudgens' birthday, and as you guys all know, her and Austin Butler are a real life couple, and I just have to say that they both, I'll give them both credit. They both looked great at her birthday party.
They're both extremely attractive,
gorgeous.
all the time.
It's not fair. Anyways, so if you guys want to see those pictures, they're up on her Instagram, and like I don't know if it was like some theme. It looked like Gatsby theme because of how everyone was dressed, but I feel like not really Gatsby because everyone was like in long gowns, but he was in a suit and a bow tie, ladies. So if you guys want to see Austin Butler dressed up in a suit and a bow tie, go check out his girlfriend's Instagram, Vanessa Hudgens, 25.
She turned 25 or 26?
Yeah, 25. It's her big
25.
25. I swear I
So
thought
she's
he was
dating
older.
she's dating a younger boy.
Yeah.
Is that like rocking the cradle? Like how old do you have to be for one to rock the cradle?
They're only like 5 or 6 years apart. Not too bad.
No, I feel, but was Zac Efron older than her? Like, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. He's like a year or two
Older than her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought they were around the same.
I swear, I thought Austin was older. I was like, oh, he's 26. It's
No,
fine.
he just turned 22.
No, I think he's 22.
What a
He just turned 22.
My age, hey.
Hey,
Taken, never mind.
Oh my God.
Well, that's because he hasn't met you yet.
I know, right? Gotta get him in here for some interviews. Well, I think that's it for our news and gossip. Nothing too dramatic with them going on in the cast and crew, but let's go into some juicy predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
I like the lights are like.
predictions.
Go ahead.
You want to kick it off?
You are going to kick it off? I think, I don't know, like I want to see Sebastian and Carrie back together. I think that we're going to see more now of Maggie's family as opposed to like everything that's happened. I don't think that Sebastian is going to like stick with his story of saying, well, he didn't really say that the baby was mine, but I think he'll eventually like say, that was never my baby, that you should ask your daughter and stuff like that. And then I think the whole like Bennet situation with his family is going to blow up in his face. And he ends up homeless in this coming episode.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And he's already living in Alphabet City.
Well, no, I think he goes to live with Carrie.
Oh, last episode he was in a sketchy area, though. So it keeps getting worse.
Yeah. Well, it keeps getting worse if you want to live with Carrie, I guess. I don't know.
No. Well, homeless is bad. That's getting worse.
Oh my gosh. I didn't see the previews for this coming week, so I'm like literally going to this blind. But I'm going to take this another different direction. I agree with everything she just said, but I think that they're going to shoot like a little sexy scene with Mouse and West and like enough of her talking. I think they're going to like, I mean, we're not going to see anything, obviously. It's going to be like the PG version of the sexy scene. But like, I think they're going to have her like on the bed and like kind of what Larissa and whatever we're doing, but it's going to be Mouse and West.
Awkward interracial foreplay.
Awkward interracial.
Thank you, Danica.
Just throwing it out there.
She'll be here all week.
Thank you.
But yeah, I feel like I could see something like that happening. And I think Weaver is going to see the publication, see that Carrie outed herself, and be like, wow, this girl's a lot different than I thought. I didn't think of her like this. Like, she just outed herself. Like, she didn't have to do that, blah, blah. Like, I think he's going to come back and apologize to her or try to make it up to her in some way. Because he made her sound bad even though there was no name, and she just was like, she said something bad, but she changed it. And I think it's going to make him think differently about her, and he might come crawling back.
Maybe. Something juicy has to happen in the boy situation. Yeah. Of course. She can't just go back to Sebastian so easily. I would really like to see Carrie hang out with her little sister more, like kind of develop a stronger friendship with Dorrit. And I also really like Dorrit's friendship with Donna LaDonna. Yeah. So I think it'd be cool to like watch her be friends with both of them and see if that causes any drama. I think she's definitely going to go back to Sebastian. I mean, if you follow the Carrie Diaries on Instagram, it sure looks like that with all the pictures they're posting. Mm-hmm. So cute together.
I know. So adorable.
And I hope that Tom dates someone new.
I know. Yeah. They've been MIA for him and Dorrit have been MIA for a few episodes.
Well, they're going to be back this week. So
yes. Also, speaking of this week, we're going to be doing our next episode this Sunday.
Yes.
At 5 o'clock.
4:30.
4:30.
Yes.
4:30 due to the holidays, so we're changing up our schedule.
4:30 West Coast time. I don't know what time it is wherever y'all are watching.
Yes, West Coast time. 4:30 on Sunday. Because next week's Christmas. I can't believe it came so fast.
I know, it's insane.
Crazy. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. Where can they find you guys?
You can find me on Twitter at Annika_Michelle and my website, AnikaMichelle.com.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Anik Dufour, my website, AnikDufour.com, Match.com, eHarmony. I'm all there.
Get it, girl. I'm Danica Kennedy, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Danica Kennedy. You can find all of us at AfterBuzz TV and on iTunes. I totally forgot to mention that earlier. Be sure to download, comment, rate us all on iTunes. We have plenty of shows, so check us out. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.